Hello, welcome to the future. I go by Hobgoblin, and this I started off when I had a kid. Uh, I I traveled the country all over, hitchhiking all over, free as can be, and I ended up having a son and became cooped up in a house for the last 9 years. But um, back then when I had a kid, I didn't really go onto the internet or anything like that. I knew something was wrong, but uh, I didn't know how wrong. And my niece created me a Facebook account, and I started to socialize. Um, so I came across some weird stuff, interesting stuff, just information about everything. And from there, I kept researching and reading and researching and reading. And then um, there, I guess eventually I got into politics. Well, seeing what politics were and reading what the people do and how things are achieved and lobbying. Yeah, that type of stuff. Um, and I tried to learn it so to see if there was a way that I could help to maybe try and fix or nah, I don't know. I don't know. At first, I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew that something was wrong. Anyhow, so Facebook um, started. I started when the election was happening of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Uh, I saw that people actually liked Hillary Clinton, and I was thinking, are these people not aware of who this woman is? I wasn't too familiar with Trump either, but I knew definitely who Hillary Clinton was, and I started to post on my Facebook page about stuff that I knew, and eventually they would suspend me for a certain amount of time. Like one video was Joe Biden being creepy. To me, it was creepy with kids, just like a montage of different times that he was being, in my eyes, creepy, and they suspended me. Stuff like that, Then it started to get. I think it started at 12 hours and 24 hours, and then I don't know, and eventually they started suspending me for 30 days at a clip. And I said no more Facebook. So I went. Well, in one of those, I created a Twitter account, and I started the same thing. Started interacting with people everywhere, and talking and talking, and eventually I would post stuff, and they would, suspend my account, and then I would get into these groups, and in the groups, we would talk about certain things, how to go about maybe changing some things that looked like they should be needing change. And in some of the groups, there would be lurkers and stuff like that that had ulterior motives. There, I don't know. Pardon me. I watched it happen quite a few times. Like an account would show up. From being there all the time, you see the people that are regulars, and the regulars recognize one another, and then somebody will come spouting something different than what I may know, and I challenge their thought, and uh, um, if they couldn't back up the thought, then I would try to expose them for being a liar or whatever they're trying to do. Spreading disinformation. I was all about truth. I still am all about truth. And some of the groups actually, I had to change my Twitter handle a few times because I would get so involved in these groups that, um, we would get deep into stuff that we believed that was going on in the world, and Some of the people, I don't know. It's long. I'm gonna make a bunch of videos now about my experience, but anyway, people accounts would come on. They would start um, spreading truth and posting truth and stuff like that, and people would start following them, and they would be like their followers, and then eventually down the road they would slowly start integrating like their agenda into the truth. And the people, I knew it was wrong, and I would try to say, hey, now that's enough there. That's not true. And their followers would attack me because they swore that the person was like God or something, and I had to change my account. But anyhow, eventually, one of the people regulars that I talked to said something about a think tank, and I said, "Well, I guess I could try it again." And so this is they sent me a link, and it was to the Lighthouse on Telegram, and I've I've been in there the last few months, talking to these people, and they are legitimately trying to do something to give life back to the people, that they may be able to live life and not just endure a 9 to 5, waking up every day, being unhappy, not being able to raise your kids. And these videos I'm going to be making is going to be about what we talk about over on the Lighthouse. I was given access to certain things over here, and I really think that the public should know about this stuff. And it's about implementing change. People are fed up of how things are running, and the only option, okay, the option of graduating school, going to college, getting a job, and that's it. That's your option. If not, you're homeless. You can't, or an artist, or something like that. But this is what these folks are doing over here, is trying to give people a different option. All right. An option that will let them have the ability to be themselves, and be paid while being themselves and doing things that they believe are worth doing. One of the I guess administrators or something like that. Well, one of the people that are trying to make this software and pretty much change humanity is this person. People know him from Twitter. Anon 2020 for president. He asked me. Well, I asked him. We came to a mutual agreement to make videos about what we are doing, and this is the first video. This guy is okay with having his information out there, so there's only so many people a person can talk to at one time. So but we're all over here, and we're trying to figure out what our parts are in making this work. And I guess this is my part. I had been making connections with people because I knew eventually I would want to produce content and share it with people what I know, because I have a bad habit of reading, and I read and read and read and read. And you can notice what are they things in common, like the same pattern in certain things, and usually that pattern that emerges is truth. It follows on a universal level, and that which exists, that keeps going, and that which is right and is the truth. And that is kind of what I am trying to provide for people, the truth about what's really going on, and how we can maybe do something about that which is not true, the evil, that which I don't know, people like. I don't know, just the bad stuff. I'm trying. We're all trying to do the best we can, and we would like others to join us. If you want We can all find our way, but there has to be a better way than what the way is now, and that's what we're working on. So this is the first video. This person, as you can see their name, Kevin, is working on a software that will free people to do things they are feeling are worth doing. But here's the first video. In time, I will try to convey the message of the group as easy and simplified as possible. It becomes technical in its simplicity, but you'll be able to re-watch the video and stuff like that. I guess eventually I'll tell my name, and we're doing this. So I really, I think that we can do this, and we want people to, help us out the way that they can. And hopefully the payoff will be self-awareness and actually being happy. And that is probably a good thing. This is only one of the people in the group, and almost everybody in the group has a similar understanding of the how-to. And the videos will get into all that stuff. This is just the first video. He also posts videos of himself explaining some of the things that he is trying to accomplish. Note that, in time it will all make sense, and you'll see that what we're trying to do is true. We can only be ourselves, and some things won't make sense at first, but in time they will make sense, and one can make a determination on whether they want to be a part of it, and we'll take it from there. But here's the first video, and it sounds kind of funny and outlandish, but this is a further goal in the future for this. So here we go.
Get this started. Point Z is going to be publicly traded intergalactic mining corporation that will be owned by every citizen on the planet of Earth that chooses to participate. It'll be like a credit union. And then from this intergalactic mining corporation, we're going to have to kind of work our way backwards and say, okay, so what do we need to make this intergalactic mining corporation happen? What key elements are going to be necessary? What resources are we going to have to gather and make happen here terrestrially to get up to that level? This also means coordination. It's going to require a lot of people that don't even know they're a part of the project yet, that eventually will. It's big and voluminous, guys. It seems like there's impossible odds. The end goal, of course, is the Intergalactic Mining Corporation will have a base on Keres, which is an asteroid. Keres just so happens to be one of the largest bodies in the solar system. I have a feeling, because it's so large and it's in the asteroid belt, that it is what's left of the core of what the planet that made up the asteroid belt actually still is. So what we'll do is we'll send robots to the asteroid, and the robots are going to eat the asteroid and turn it into other robots. So think about a robot that makes robots. And so when there's enough of them, and they can reform the asteroid in a human time consumable fashion, then they'll basically turn it into a base, right? They'll eat it up, and then they'll turn it into a base. And then we'll be able to move in. So we want this to happen rather quickly, so that means that we have to create all the components that will allow us to create these robots to make our base, and then start the Intergalactic Mining Corporation.
All right. by no means are any of us perfect. And, we're aware of this. What this is about is, I guess it would be like giving the individual the opportunity to be themselves, and in a good environment where people don't have to resort to doing crazy stuff. Um, these the two little videos right there are in the future. In time, hopefully, these things will be able to be accomplished with the individuals working together as a whole towards goodness, and not being stuck in something that they don't want to do or dread doing. All right, this is the first video of many. I hope to see you at the next one. Cheers.